Everybody needs an advocate.
Because I'm not there 24/7.
Families that have hemophilia mature faster.
Well, I've been feeling a lot of anxiety lately.
I'm so tired of being strong.
To understand how far we've come helps you appreciate where we are now.
No is just no for this person. Somebody's gonna say yes sooner or later.
And it helps you understand that there are more steps to be taken in the future.
You're the first person I've met with a bleeding disorder.
Let's fight the disease and not the people who have it.
I'm the only one in my family with hemophilia. My uncle, who I never met, he had hemophilia, which is how they knew to check me whenever I was born. But there was an incident when he was only a few years old, and he passed away when he was younger. You want to do what your peers want to do, and that's probably whenever I was youngest. That was the hardest thing to grip with hemophilia. I never really wanted to let anyone tell me that I couldn't do those things. So I tried to push the boundaries, and I learned that when things got pushed too far, there was consequences, and I learned my own boundaries. The first experience that I had was at the Double H Ranch. For me, it really opened up my mind to show that I'm not alone. I mean, before that point, I never really talked to anyone, and it gave me experiences that I never got to have before, and it allowed me to relate to a lot of people in ways that I never have.
I have platelet-type von Willebrand's with a factor VIII deficiency. There's never just one thing I need. It's platelets and red blood cells, or platelets, factor and white blood cells. It's whatever. It's always a mix of, I don't know. It's never the same thing twice. Sometimes I'll get a bruise like this, and other times there'll be a little red mark, and that'd be it. The red mark goes away and all is well. I lost my first child from sudden infant death. And you know what? Just after that, I think not that I wasn't affected, but I seen that, how short things can be, and kind of more or less helped everybody else out, because it was tragic, but you learn from things like that happen to you, and you move on. Gratitude to me looks like a grandbaby that has a lot of challenges on his own, but is just loving life. Every time you look at him, he has a big smile. Every morning I wake up, I'm grateful, because who knows? It's just, I'm thankful for the wonderful husband I have, the great kids. It's just, you gotta look even at the smallest things.
I was brought up to believe that I would never face, that I would have no obstacles as a woman, that I should not expect anything less from my life than anybody would because I'm a woman. So that's the expectation with which I entered the film industry. And then my agent told me very early on, yeah, I don't really know what to do with you, you're too smart for the roles that you're the right age for, and you're not quite hot enough to be the lead girl, so I think you'll work when you're 35. There was never a conscious, in retrospect I can tell this story, but there was never a point in the moment where I thought, well, this is a way around this obstacle, but it was just the only thing I want to do in my life is tell stories. 95% of the stories that you have ever seen were directed by men. Stories are so fundamental to who we are as human beings, right? Every society that has ever existed has had some form of storytelling. Because it's this very basic thing we do to process what it means to be alive, right? It's consciousness breeds storytelling, because it's the way that we understand people with experiences that are different than our own. But it's also just the way that we process the sort of insane situation that we're in of being conscious and alive. I outline a 4-point plan for the revolution. It's a call to action to audiences to actively seek out films by female filmmakers, to be aware of this. Also for female filmmakers to stop waiting for the system to change and basically storm the castle. And the more of us that just do that, the more money we're going to make, the more the market is going to move in that direction, and eventually Hollywood will either have to get with the program or will fall apart, as they're doing anyway now, and eventually they'll die because they're dinosaurs.
Thank you to Naomi, Kelly, and Devin. One more round of applause for sharing
so openly with everyone here.
To watch video from any of our previous Powering Through sessions, visit poweringthrough.org, or to learn more about National Cornerstone Healthcare Services, NCHS, visit nchswecare.com.